G'day everyone, Jimbo here. Just chilling out with my little fellow who has a bit of a snooze, big day. I'm in Japan and I'm being a single dad. When I say single dad, I'm with my partner. She's overseas doing this yoga thing so that she can maybe work when we're on tour. So supporting my partner in the way that she supported me when I've been away making all the Gary videos over the years. And yeah, for me, it's not really, I say good, I'm supporting her. It's like, fuck, man, I get to spend time with the kids. And at the risk of sounding misogynistic, racist, homophobic, sexist, whatever they all buzzwords are at the moment, I find looking after kids so fucking easy and enjoyable. You know, it can get a bit tiring, but it's just like, work it out. Fucking, you know. It's actually easier just piling a whole lot of the neighbours' kids into the house and, just getting them to all play with each other and while just overlooking them and making sure they're all right and everything. And anyway, that's what it is. I mean, as a male, obviously males can't bond with a kid after, breastfeeding those early years. But once they get to about 2, 3, really, I know there's going to be controversy. I think males are more suited to raising kids. Yeah. That's about as controversial as saying back in 1910 that women are better off in the workforce than men. And, that women should be going to university more than men, something like that. So I don't know whether this will happen in the 100 years, but this is the reason why I think men are better at raising kids than women. Just a sec. Oh, thanks, Bachan. Yeah. Yeah, banana? Oh, yeah. Arigato. Yeah, it's a bit hot, yeah. Yeah, deja vu, yeah. Timing. So, Yumi's mum is, really sort of stepping up with the food and helping out a bit. Personally, I think I really appreciate her help, but fucking like a lot of women fucking completely overdoes it. And this is what's happening with men these days. Like, if you actually try and look after the kids and the house, women don't want to give it up, man. They will fight tooth and nail to basically, especially the ones that over fuss. Oh, you're all right, coming in here. Oh, is the door open? Or I have this and, cool drink. I'm not fucking thirsty. But, it's nice. But a lot of this food is just sugar and shit. Like, right, so you just get fat. So, yeah, why I think men are as good at raising kids, I should maybe just put it a bit more gently like that, as good as raising kids, because one, and there's empirical evidence for this, we are better at discipline. Now, I'm not talking about the fucked up fathers who just belt them and yell and all this shit and just come in with this random discipline just as, because, their whole ego is based on being listened to. And then when you try and have an intellectual, emotional discussion with them, they're as distant as someone who's not even alive. The distant dad and the whinging woman is what I'm talking about. A lot of the family units are just full of, and it's, the kids cop it and then end up being the same fucking thing. So the men are good at discipline, and I'm just talking about, because we love responsibility. I know it shouldn't be controversial, but men love responsibility and fun. That's what we love more than anything else. And if you're, you only look. You just got to look at the Anzac legend for men in Australia. I mean, guys just like desecrating a war memorial or doing something to disrespect the Anzac soldiers. It brings out so much emotion and gravity with guys, and it's to me. I'm not knocking that at all. I'm just basically, it's just interesting why this brings so much. And when you think about the Anzac thing, it was for the people who went across hundreds of years ago to fight a European war for freedom and all that. To them, it represents responsibility and fun. What more responsibility are you doing than going away to put your life on the line, which a lot of them did, and fun, a whole lot of fucking other 19-year-olds, let's get on a boat and go overseas and fucking, run amok, not run amok on the battlefield, fucking, really step into line and do the job, but play hard, work hard. And when a lot of men take on the responsibility in a family, you get, especially for myself, you sort of get into, 30s and early 40s even, was fucking pretty good time. I look back on it now, I was just basically polyamorous. I thought that was like a buzzword for transgender or something. But it's actually what I was. Just, you had intimate relationship with several women, really good ones. None of them monogamous. You don't expect them to be monogamous to you and vice versa. And, obviously it's a bit easy when you're traveling around. But it's to go from that into a monogamous relationship, where you've not only got to get an income for yourself, but for your partner and kids, you've really got to fucking step it up. So if you're in that situation where you're getting pressure from the woman in your life to basically earn more money, help with the childcare, help with the housework, be more romantic, blah, 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 and then, the guys are going, fuck, it's a lot of pressure. Because, if you actually just, stand up to it, you're risking the woman basically going, I'm going to fuck off with the kids and you give me child maintenance and I've got custody and see you later. Right, and the guy can't really be in a position where you go, well, let's have the kids choose, because the kids are so emotionally attached to the women early on that, the guy gets fucking put on the outer, to the extreme cases where you just get these broken men who have to pay alimony to a woman who hates them. They go to work to pay money to a woman who hates them, who's also keeping the kids away from them. And there's some really... I'm going into this issue because it's not my situation. Obviously, like most relationships have issues, but that's the great fear as a man. Like, fucking, this chick's just going to fucking bend you over and fuck you up the ass, thanks to the law. It's not that the men can't stand up to the women. It's just that they know if they do, the law's just not going to step in. I know so many friends have gone through this process, and friends, strangers, whatever. I've met a lot of people on the road, and the common thing from the guys is when, the woman will take them to court, and the guys go, no, she can't take half my house and fucking future income and all this and fucking all this. No, there's no way they're going to win. And the guy's lawyer is feeding the guy, going, oh, we've got a pretty good chance here. But after they lose, they realise that the males are going, their own lawyers are just stringing them along, because if they told them the truth, they'd just go, well, fuck it, have the house. I'm not going to spend money on lawyers, whatever. So the system's really fucking rorting a lot of people, and I'm in the lucky position where my partner, Yumi, lets me stay with the kids for long periods of time, and I get to fucking have a good time with them and get a real insight into, just experience what it's like to be with little kids for so long and have such fucking fun with them. And I know this is controversial, but fuck it, I reckon women are completely overstated their case for childcare and housework being fucking hard work. And sure, you could throw a bit of part-time work on top of that, but the reality is most women marry up. In my case, I'm like a joker in the pack because I'm an entertainer. A woman looks at me, doesn't know whether I'm going to be fucking poor or rich, and I don't know either. It just swings so wildly each way. So I'm looking after the kids. I'm having a fucking good time doing it, and I'm just basically giving them discipline in terms of, I'm not yelling at them, and the whining women, I hate it. It's like, it's just like everything's a fucking drama, and it's like, oh, I'm a woman, I have to do this, and it's like, women are more prone to neuroticism. It's empirically, it's a negative emotions. So if a woman gets into that spiral, it's pretty hard to break out of for her and anyone else around them. And, they're more likely to be higher up on agreeableness, which sounds nice, but it's not really good for discipline. So, to me, disciplining a kid... No, don't get me wrong. These kids will probably grow up stealing cars at 15 and being meth addicts and whatever. Like, you know, but I'm just saying, for me, to me, it's just basically saying, don't whine, don't cry, don't hit, don't steal, don't lie, and when it's time to clean the teeth and have a bath and go to bed and eat food, don't kick up a fuss about it. Just do it, and then in return, we'll have a shitload of fun. We'll go out. I'll fucking spend so much time with them. I've been doing all these videos on it, and I love it. It's great. So where am I going with this whole video? It's a bit more of a personal video. You know, someone wrote, I put on the Facebook page this thing I had with the video with just me reading a nursery rhyme with the kids. And, you know, the gag was, you know, there's one nursery rhyme in there. It was called I Love Little Pussy, you know, and you went, fuck, can't read that. And then the next one was Ride My Cock, horse. You know, these are middle-aged terms. Pussy obviously meant cat back then, and cock obviously meant chicken. So bit of a gag. Someone's written in, I won't mention her name, in Facebook, and she's gone, oh, you know, I don't want to see these things. I pay you money. It's like, you pay me money, do you? I was like, there's 113 people paying me on Patreon, and a few bucks each. So how much do you pay me? And there's like, I'm a single woman, single mum. So telling everyone she's a single mum, it's like, you know, it's like, oh, right, well, whatever. You're a single mum. Is that meant to affect anything? It's like, well, yeah, I give you the money. I don't want to see you doing stuff like this. It sounds like you're on holidays. On holidays, I'm reading a fucking bedtime story to my kids. And, you know, to me, I could write back and just go, look, it's obviously why you're a single woman. Because you've obviously treated your bloke like this. Anything he does that isn't working for you, either you want to see fun videos, you know, you're going to fucking break his balls until he fucks off, or you fuck him off, or both. So, fun videos. The irony is so many people are just going, just do fun videos. That was a fun video I did, and she's going, no, I want... Anyway, so you're getting a lot of shit when you do this social media. You get the people... I know there's fucking idiots. You know, 5% of the population have just got really low IQ and or fucked up, and they'll just dump their psychosis on the biggest social media page they can find, obviously. But it's hard to know when to get into the fray, because the reality is these people who are really getting stuck into you way outweigh the people who are supporting you. And by supporting you, I mean giving you a bit of money. So, and I know people hate that, but that's just the way it's going on social media at the moment. I'll get onto a bigger issue beyond the money. I wrote in recently about a Tommy Robinson video, which I saw. I didn't really know much about this guy from England. And he was defending this guy in the UK. The comedian made a joke about teaching his dog how to do a Hail Hitler salute. It was a joke because his girlfriend was always going on about how nice her dog was. And so he just got her to do the probably most reprehensible thing you can do in the context of a joke. Do Hail Hitler, put his paw up while watching Hitler videos. You know, when he saw Hitler, he put his paw... I mean, it's pretty funny. I mean, you know, the guy's fucking made a big effort to pull off a joke, and I assume she's with him because he's a bit of a card. Anyway, so he's basically been charged with hate speech and, you know, taken to court, and Tommy Robinson's gone into bat for him about freedom of speech. You should be able to make jokes, and I just put it up, right? Now, before I get into the Tommy Robinson issue, and what interests me is I've had a few trolls over the years who just didn't like a joke I did years ago on... I did a joke on widows in a bushfire. It wasn't against the widows, it was just a joke. I was nearly caught in the bushfire, and anyway, you can look up my joke somewhere, but whatever, it's a joke, and they're just like, I hate you for this joke, right? And then no one really agreed with them online, so they just started getting into like hating me because I'm decimating the white race because I've got half Japanese kids and all this shit, and just, you know, you drink urine and all this stuff. Like, mate, it's just freedom of behaviour and freedom of choice. So when I put up this Tommy Robinson one, they kind of disappeared, and it was interesting for me because I probably put up one of their heroes, a far right guy who hates he hates radical Islam, right? And so, you know, they're sort of going, oh, this guy's my hero, and I assume, and, oh, he's standing up for a joke. Oh, hang on, that's what I don't like. They're probably just head fucked. These guys have often got the worst. The far left and the far right have got the same things. They're for identity politics and they're for censorship. And their censorship is got not going to be backed in the court of popular opinion. So they have to wish that they get into power and then just punish people for having these views that they don't, and then put them in a jail or whatever. So it disappeared. But what interested me with the Tommy Robinson's thing, a lot of people from England just said this guy's a far right guy, and he's a thug, and he's been caught on mortgage fraud, and he's a racist, and you shouldn't be promoting him. And I'm thinking, well, say he is all that. I agree with him on this post about I'm a comedian, freedom of speech, right? I don't believe in just disagreeing with someone on something and therefore going everything they do is fucking wrong, because that's just fucking, it's not very open-minded, and it's stupid. So, but we can all fall into that. But so and then I started just looking at this Tommy Robinson guy and going, oh yeah, I saw one of his speeches at Oxford, I think it was Oxford or Cambridge, and just going, this guy is definitely not fucking dumb. I'm sure he's thrown a few punches in his life, but I wouldn't just write him off as a dumb thug who's just got anger issues. And you look more into it, and he's just concerned about, just radical Islam raping women and grooming kids, and he started speaking out about it in his hometown. And then he so he's become quite a big guy. And so someone recently wrote in and just sent me a post on him. Someone wanted to interview him in England, this chick, don't know her name, I should know, and she got stopped she wasn't allowed into England. She got detained because she was interviewing this guy. Anyway, she eventually got to have the interview with him, and I just sat down and I watched it. It's a long video. It's an hour. It's 40 minutes. And fucking almost as long as mine. And I was blown away. And she just said, what have you gone through to get this? I was just blown away by what this Tommy Robinson guy has gone through, the amount of shit this guy has gone through just for standing up for freedom of speech. And he's obviously not a racist, as he keeps on saying. He's just worried about radical Islam affecting English culture, which a lot of people are in the West, including, I presume, a lot of Muslims. I don't know. I actually don't know many Muslims. This guy does. He grew up around a lot of Muslim people. And what blew me away, though, that he said that he expected to get heat from Muslim people, particularly radical Muslim people, over his stance. He expected it, but he didn't expect to get so much heat from the establishment. He basically just, like, by the establishment, I mean the law. They basically went through all his books. The police went through all his books, all his family's books and everything, and then just raided his house and everything. And then the best they could come up was he lent some money to a brother-in-law or something, and on the brother-in-law's form he overestimated his income in order to get a bank loan, but he just gave him the deposit. Anyway, the police ended up giving him fucking 9 months jail for it. But yeah, right. So meanwhile, it gets fed out to the press that he's into mortgage fraud. It's like, yeah. Anyway, but then they went and put him in a maximum security fucking jail with all these extreme Islamic terrorists. And when I say terrorists, they're in there for chopping off people's noses and doing horrendous crimes. And and as you said, he's not in with people. He knew he'd be a target in jail, but he's not. He said if anyone, whether Islamic or what, and they're just doing 6 months in jail, they're not going to really fuck with him because they'll just end up stuck in there. But anyone is in there for life, just doesn't give a fuck. So he's been locked up in either solitary confinement and I don't know how the fuck he got out of it. A combination of street smarts and fucking luck, man. And he's resigned to the fact that he's going to get killed. Anyway, what got me was when in the police thing he was talking about, he was saying that the police were basically, when they're getting him into jail, making all these deals where they basically throw all these horrendous charges at him and then go, well, if you accept one of them, we'll let you off all these other ones. And it was the same situation for me when I went through this drinking piss. I was just trying to talk about urine therapy, and the police are basically going, well, we'll drop all these charges, which include a sex crime, because you've willfully seen exposure even though no one saw it. If you accept this offensive behaviour, man, getting charged for offensive behaviour, man, in this around this time is going to be looked in 100 years as like, fuck, man, offensive behaviour charges were what fucked up the whole culture. Like, you should be able to be offended, man. I want to be offended. If I'm not offended from now until I die, fuck, man, it's going to be a pretty fucking boring life. I'm not going to learn anything. I want, when I first found about urine therapy, it offended me. But then I looked into it. I was like, fuck, this is fucking free medicine, which just requires a bit of self-discipline to do, and fucking decent food. That's why I'm really careful with the food, because I'm drinking piss at the moment trying to get healthy. And if you have fuck food, your piss tastes yellow and rank. But if you're just on fruit, it's fucking easy. Anyway, but bad food's addictive, man. So I totally agree with this thing on. Wait, just a sec. Barchan's coming. Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, the light's okay. Yeah. Tajivu, got it. Yeah. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, blanket. No, it's that's weird. Yeah, it's quite warm. Yeah. Hey, Eden. Yeah, I've got a drink here. Yeah, he's got a drink there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I have this. Yeah. Arigato. Yeah. Thank you, Bacha. Arigato. So, there's me being nice and, because, this is the thing I'm talking about, a woman. A woman will just come in and go, oh, yeah, is you all right? It's fucking pretty hot here, despite the fact I've got this head. It's mainly just to cover my rough head. He's all right, he's sleeping. Do I need a light? No, I think, it's like, it's not just, this is Japan, Australia, wherever. It's an over-fussing from women to the point where they commandeer their position of childcare and housework. And then that from the position just fucking complain about how hard it is. And the guys are going, fuck, if I do nothing, you complain. If I do something, it's wrong. And you just got to sit back and be force-fed until you're fucking fat. Anyway. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the police are basically... So one of them, in the video that I'll do the link down below in the comments if everyone's interested. Especially watch it, anyone who doesn't like Tommy Robinson. He's basically saying the media is just is being fed all these bad stories about him. Meanwhile, people online following him are going, okay, this is a completely different story when I find out how articulate and how brave you are and how non-racist you are. So, one point he made, and this really struck me, he goes, I expected to get shit from extreme Islamic radicals, which is, what he was attacking. So, but he goes, I didn't expect to get so much shit from the state. And for me, I'd like to ask him this question, it seems to me the state is using things like Islamic terrorism to make assaults on Western culture, and the end result will be they'll just decimate the Islam religion as much as they're going to decimate the Western Christian culture. They're using feminism to attack men. They're using black people to attack white people. We're all being fucking used and it's been, the battering ram is the mainstream media, which is just completely full of shit, like completely. So if you step out and say something or stand for something on social media and get a following, you just get these hit pieces in the press saying you're this and that. They'll retract it later when it's bullshit, but like most people won't read it. And also they'll know you haven't got much money. They'll hit you up with so many lawsuits and frivolous ones, completely frivolous ones, and they'll go right through your life to fucking try and find something on you. Now, it's a real it's a fucking war on at the moment. Fair income for truth, and people believe in the mainstream media because they think truth wins out, but it doesn't in the mainstream media. We've got a real war here, and people are really speaking out on social media now. I know a lot of more people on my YouTube channel get it because they can get the censorship. Facebook's a bit more mainstream, where you just show us your holiday pics type thing, and But, you know, there are still a lot of people who think that truth rises to the top, and therefore the top is mainstream media. Therefore, if it's not truthful, you know, it won't be in the mainstream media. So that's all I'm saying. It's a big struggle now for men, women, children, um, different cultures. What can you stand for these days? It's like, just, you know, and I'll get people writing into me going, just stop it, Jimbo, just go back to doing a goat. And it's like, yeah, it costs a lot of money, and you know, I might go back and do it, but I could. Gary the Goat really stood, obviously, by how popular it was for Australian culture. But if you put the blowtorch onto me individually, I don't really stand for many people. As in, I don't represent many people. My life is complete. I drink piss, try and drink fruit. I'm still trying to get off normal food and just fucking eat good stuff and exercise more and be a good dad and be a good partner and pay my bills and get the tax department off me back and just fucking get as much enjoyment out of my life and responsibility out of my life in the remaining days that I got. So cheers to anyone who's supporting me, and I really appreciate fucking the feedback. I'll get back to fucking funny shit, but, like, you know, even in that nursery rhyme thing, Ryan, was 30 seconds, you still cop shit for doing a quick funny thing. Oh, it hasn't got the fucking goat in it. I've been looking around at goats here. I might get one. I've just got to wait till Yumi gets back, and I'm just, in the words of Jordan Peterson, I'm just trying to tidy up my bedroom at the moment before I venture out of it and fucking make another assault. So I'm going to have this fucking juice, which Yumi's mother has kindly given to me. It is. We do love you, women, us blokes, but we're confused about how to fucking impress you. Seriously, blokes all around the world are going, fucking, how do I make my fucking woman happy? Like, does she want more money, more house care, more fucking child? How about I fucking do it all, and you just rock up happy? And you know, the women are going, oh fucking no, we need something to complain about, because we're neurotic. It's empirically proven that women are more neurotic than blokes. They get more into negative emotions. Not when you're fucking just fucking rooting them in a polyamorous relationship, though. They're fucking unreal. I'm gonna leave it on that.